It's Kristen and welcome back to Awakened Vibes. Today's video is about twin flames. And probably at some point in your journey, if not even right now, you have thought, am I crazy? And what I want to tell you is, no, you're not. There is this phenomenon within an awakened love relationship, within a twin flame relationship, that is completely energetic. There is an aspect to an awakened love and twin flame relationship that is just as real as the physical part, and that is the metaphysical part. And in Western world, I can't speak for the Eastern world, but I can speak for America and North America, we are not taught typically, if you come from just the average family, we are not taught that the energetic part of anything is real. In fact, we are taught it's not real. And so there might be some belief systems and things that are blocking you from really feeling into that energetic part of the relationship. And I just want to remind everybody that, as in all of my videos about twin flames, I'm speaking to the three different groups. So energetically speaking, prior to meeting your twin flame, prior to having the awakened love type of relationship, most likely there are going to be energetic and metaphysical experiences that you have in the weeks and months leading up to the physical meeting and union. And then if you are in the separation phase, which I was in for a very long time, and it is really painful, especially when you're in the energetic or in the separation phase and you're still taking it personally and you don't quite understand what the separation phase is about. The separation phase is for twin flames, awakened love who've met but are currently not dating. And like I said in a previous video, maybe one or both of you has, told the other one to get lost. The separation phase, the energetic communication will shift. And sometimes it will go away, but only to come back at a higher vibration. And sometimes even with twin flames who are in union, who are married, who are dating, the energetic connection can really make you feel crazy because you're not sure if these are your feelings, if you're empathing your partner's feelings. So the part that makes a human feel crazy in the twin flame paradigm, in the awakened love paradigm, is the energetic part. Because there are belief systems and still well, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. And I don't believe in ghosts, and it can bring all these other, it feels like it's a ghost. I don't even know this person, and he's giving me a hug. Who's just touching me behind my back, and I can't see him, but I can feel him. Because that happened to me before I met my twin flame. I would have actually physical experiences with him. And I did think I was crazy. But once I began to understand that the energetic part of a relationship, the metaphysical part of a relationship, is just as important, just as valid, and just as real as the physical part, all of that crazy stuff really, or feeling crazy, started to settle down. So just check in with yourself and see, why am I feeling crazy? What is making me feel this way? And drop into your heart and see if that helps to get out of that mental level overthinking and starting to feel it. Because that's the next part of not feeling crazy in a twin flame relationship, is the mental level can take over and just spin you down a million roads, a million stories that are not true, not accurate, and not beneficial to your union. So as I've said before, awakened love and twin flame love is an inside job. It is working on yourself at the deepest level. And one of the aspects of the separation period is so that the dynamics can shift. A lot of times in twin flame relationships, there is a core issue that must be healed. And the twin flames will share this core issue. The awakened lovers will share this core issue because it is something that is very old in the Akashic record and is still active in their energetic field and DNA on a cellular memory level. And so oftentimes in the separation period, we are working through the core issues. So let me give you some examples. And even with twin flames who are married, there are still core issues that have to be healed, that you've got to heal within yourself, and that will heal the union and heal in the union space. And then also, if you haven't met your twin flame yet, but you're having the energetic experiences with your awakened lover, you can start working on your core issues now to help activate the timeline for the physical union. Okay, so some of the core issues that twin flames and awakened lovers are working through in healing is abandonment, unworthiness, contradiction. That was a big one in my union, was the push and the pull. And that's where you can get into the runner and chaser dynamic. And after my last video, a lot of people asked me that question. Were you the chaser? Was he the runner? We were both. I was the chaser and the runner, and he was the chaser and the runner. So we would switch masculine and feminine roles, and you can imagine how that went. Not very well. So what was needing to be healed was the unworthiness. I had some abandonment issues. There were some contradiction issues. And what I say by that is I say one thing and I mean another, or in the span of a few minutes, your awakened lover can tell you a gamut of things. I don't love you. I love you. I don't want to spend my rest of my life with you. I do want to spend, and we went through that. So in the separation period, or in the period prior to meeting your twin flame, or even in your twin flame union, working on these core issues is crucial for the happily ever after, and for you to live as your true authentic self, and for your awakened lover to do the same. So we did this horrible dynamic where he would chase me and I would run. That was like the fall of 2013. He asked me on a date, I think every weekend for several months, and I said no every time. And I didn't say no. I was not playing games. That was never what was happening. I was in fear. I was terrified. And I felt like he would ask me at the last minute, and that was disrespectful to my schedule and to me. And so I would just say no. Instead of trying to compromise or communicate or the higher vibrational aspects of a relationship, communicate, express how you feel, I wasn't capable of doing that at the time. I was in such fight or flight and such shock and trauma in my own awakening and healing my own self-protective mechanisms, abandonment being a really big one, and unworthiness. A core issue can be mother issues, father wounds. Core issue can be invisible karma that you can't even see. And what I mean by invisible karma is it's playing out in your life in such an ingrained way and in so many different ways, it's like you just think it's normal. In my life, the way I grew up, I was told I was bad from day one. I really felt like labeled like the bad girl. And I went to Catholic school, and I was like the rebel at Catholic school, and I was left-handed. I was an artist. I just didn't ever meet what my parents or my family thought I should be. And like I said, I was a rebel when I was younger, so I then completely ran the other way. When they wanted me to be a certain thing or fit into their mold, man, I rejected that. So this dynamic had been playing out in my life of me running away from things and not facing them, because I also had a fear of confrontation. That could be another core issue, not speaking your truth or being afraid of your truth, not having a voice or feeling heard. So all of these things were playing into our runner-chaser dynamic. And like I said, the fall of 2013, I think he asked me almost every single weekend to go out on a date, and I said no every time. And then we flipped the script. I think this was in 2014. I laid all of my chips out on the table. I said, I love you and I want to be with you. I have a really good friend back on the East Coast I went to high school with, and he married his twin flame right out of college, and they have 5 beautiful children, and he could sense something was wrong with me, or something was off, I should say, via Facebook, and he reached out. And I said, well, there's some stuff happening in my personal life with this guy, and he said, leave no stone unturned. If it's not going to work out, and he's already told you, right, that he doesn't want to be with you and that it's casual or whatever he said, then you have nothing to lose. He was like, but you don't want to have any regrets. So he really mentored me into speaking my truth, which was and is, I love you. And I want to be in your life. I want to be a part of your life. I want you to be in my life. I want you to be a part of my life. And so I did that, but we were in that runner chaser, and so then it switched, and I became the chaser, and man, he ran. I mean, absolutely just totally bolted. I was like, hello, where did he go? I mean, he was gone. I think when I told him I loved him, he said thank you. he didn't know what to say. Okay, so we both had the afraid of speaking our truth. We both had some unworthiness. We are both Reformed Catholic school kids, so we have this label of being bad, which is probably the most detrimental thing you can do to a child, is to label them bad. And I know as working with children and working with a lot of parents of awakened children, this is something that we really try to find the language for, so that they don't ever feel less than, that we can build children up. And I heard something really cute of a couple of moms that I know, like when their children are quote unquote misbehaving or being naughty, which I don't even like either one of those words, because it's better to redirect a child to positive behavior than label what they're doing. No, ma'am. I think that's the cutest thing. I've seen so many parents say, instead of no, or, they try to make it lighter, right? The vibration of it not so heavy. And so I saw a friend of mine, her daughter drew on the wall, which a lot of toddlers do, right? I think I probably did it. We've all known toddlers who took the crayon right on the wall and were so proud of their creation. And she actually filmed it. It was the cutest thing. And she said, she was asking her what she had done. This little girl was so proud of herself. And she just said, no, ma'am, we know better than to write on the wall. Let's go and color over here, the redirection, right? And the little one, she just went right with it. And I never saw a look on her face of being scolded or feeling or marked bad. So if you have been labeled that way, or have felt that that was a false identity that you have been carrying, check in with your little ones and see if it's there. Because like I've said in a couple previous videos, the inner child healing, and that was the other big thing that was causing our runner chaser, was that we both had mother and father wounds. We both have mother and father wounds, and a lot of people do. And that doesn't mean I don't love my family and they don't love me, but it just means there was some stuff going on when I was growing up that needed to be healed. And for my twin flame relationship, it was the most beneficial and the highest for both of us to stop running and stop chasing and ground ourselves and hold ourselves in our own light. And that is the best advice that I can give if you are in a runner and chaser, if you are in a dynamic that doesn't feel good, to just stop. Stop. Stop, hold your light, and work on yourself. And this is why it is so important to have a process, to have your healing process, to have your spiritual tools, because we all have triggers. And these activations and all of these encodements and light waves that are coming leading up to the 8-8 portal are really intense. And I've had to lay down a lot and take a nap. I've had to tune in, fork my head. I've had to take walks. I've really had to take care of myself. And if I didn't have a process, I don't know where I would be. And a lot of you have told me, and I'm so grateful and thankful and just blessed that people have noticed, like, something has changed within me. And I can attribute part of that shift to my process. My Kundalini awakening happened so fast and so furious. I've explained this before, and I'll link the video below to talking about my Kundalini activation, that I had to develop a process or I literally would have burned up. I would have exploded. I would have blown all my circuits. I would have burned out. So for me, I had to develop a process. And what I've learned with my clients is everyone's process is different. But if you are listening to this video and you've made it this far, you are a starseed, you are an empath, you are a light worker, you are a sensitive soul, you are a psychic, you are a healer. Whether you're doing that by profession or not, that is something that comes naturally to you. And to exponentially expand your awakening and your timelines, having a process that works for you is crucial. I like to call it spiritual tools. And I'm actually still processing something right now that happened in the union space. And when I finish processing through it, I will share it. But as I've said before in other videos, I like to finish my process so that I can get a good perspective on it and then share. And so processing doesn't mean overanalyzing it. That is not what it means at all. Processing, it means your spiritual tools that help you work through the energy so you can get back into alignment. So a lot of people have been asking me about the union space, how we live in the union space, what is the union space? Well, one of the biggest blocks to getting in the union space and to feeling it on a regular basis is not being able to process through your healing. And it was really funny, right as I said that, the Archangel Michael candle that I have lit popped. He wanted me to say yes. And your angels and your guides, your mentors, healers, people that you trust, you have to find your tribe that can help you process through your triggers, process through your healing, process through activations, process through whatever is going on in your life stream so you can get back into alignment. And the more you have your process template and foundation set, the more that you trust your process and have your spiritual tools and love and rely on them, the quicker you will be able to get back into alignment. And that's what I notice, is that I can have a total and complete trigger, cry, purge, and where it used to take me a week or even 2 weeks to get back into some sort of alignment and back into feeling good, now I can do it really quickly, sometimes in just minutes. And most of the time, if it's even been a really big purge and I've really cried it out or whatever's happened, I can take a salt bath, go to bed, and the next morning I will be okay. So I just can't stress to you enough how having your process, which is individual for you, it's different for everyone. And if you need assistance with this, I would be just so grateful and appreciative that you would trust me to help you with your process, because it is one of my specialties, is to help others and hone their process, what works for them. And if you've had a session with me, a healing session, you know that we have gone through so many processes, so you have lots of ideas and lots of avenues to go down to feel what's right for you, to discern, which is a very high psychic gift, which is not judgment, it is the evaluation of what is right and true for you in non-judgment. Okay, so if you need help deciphering your process, if you don't even know what I'm talking about when I say process, then all the information below is linked below, so you can go ahead and make an appointment and we can get you and your process honed for your individual needs and for your individual and unique twin flame union. So if there's baggage, if you're still processing, if you're not in any type of alignment, it's going to be really hard to get into the union space, because the union space doesn't allow baggage. It's like this portal that's check your bags at the door, okay? You're allowed to come through, but your bags can't. So the union space is the highest level of guidance because it is the oneness. It is the lack of duality. It is the perfect union of divine masculine and divine feminine. But first and foremost, we got to connect with the guides and angels. That's the first place. Who loves you unconditionally that you can have standing by your side so that you never feel alone? I've got my spiritual entourage. I can help you find yours if you don't know what your spiritual entourage consists of. Then the second is, and I've talked about this before, then we go to the higher self. The guides and angels hand us off, right? They're like, we love you. We want to empower you. We are right here for you. And now it is time for you to trust the higher aspects of yourself. Now it is time to trust yourself, your intestinal fortitude, your intuition, your knowing. And then we keep moving up that ladder because there is always another level of enlightenment. There's always another level of ascension. It is infinite. And if someone ever told you that your twin flame didn't incarnate with you, didn't come with you, or you are not worthy of a twin flame, please release that person from your life. And feel free to stand in your truth and your knowing. I had many people tell me this. Absolutely not. And at first I thought that wasn't spiritual to tell them absolutely not. Why would you come in the great time of change, in the greatest shift in humanity in the earth's history without a counterpart? And that is so limited. We live in an infinite universe. There are infinite possibilities. If something happens to your twin flame, there is a replacement. A flame can break off into infinite number of flames. So I don't know why that just came to me, but I just felt like people listening have been told that they don't have a twin flame, that their twin flame doesn't love them, that it won't happen in this lifetime. That is garbage. Cancel all of that, because that is all based on limitation and fear. Can you feel when I say it, how bad it feels? Cancel all of that, down the drain. Okay, back into the high vibrational knowing that love is real, that you are worthy of it, and that if you really proclaim in your heart, I desire to experience a twin flame relationship, then it is yours, no matter what anyone has ever told you, no matter if you've been married 10 times, no matter if you've never had a romantic relationship in your life. I don't care where you are in your life right now. If you feel that you want to experience awakened love, it is yours. And we can start feeling into this union space, which is another step up from the guidance of the higher self into the guidance of the blending of the divine masculine and the divine feminine within you. Okay, that was a lot. That was a lot. It was a 2:22 minute, or 22 minutes and 22 seconds when I just looked at the time. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there, because this was a lot of information, and I just want to mention a couple of things. If you're new to my work, I recommend that you don't listen to any of these videos while you're driving or operating any heavy machinery. I have a voice that is very healing, and it can take you into the theta brainwave. It can take you into a meditative place. So I also recommend that you watch each video that resonates with you more than once, because you will hear new information every time. And again, if you need assistance on your journey for any part of your journey, twin flame, healing, whatever it is, please go to my website, see if it feels right for you. And it is my honor and pleasure to work with you. Sending you lots and lots of love. I'll be back with more videos soon. Subscribe if this Awakened Vibes channel is resonating with you. Lots of love, holding space for your awakened love and your twin flame union. I'm Kristen. Bye-bye.